Hello everyone, I am back from watching Rampage, and I'm just talking a bit quieter right now because my wife is asleep in the room above me and I do not want to wake her up. Um, well, it was awesome. Despite the terrible reviews it's been getting, I quite enjoyed it, as I warned you I probably would. The whole story is this company named Energyne, I think it was, were dabbling with this genetic editing experiments, which had actually been uh, um, deemed illegal, and so they were doing these experiments in space, and one of the experiment subjects got loose, destroyed the space station, and the samples crashed in the U.S. One in Florida, one in Wyoming, and the other one in San Diego, and infected three different animals with the pathogen. It was a crocodile, a wolf, and of course the gorilla George. The Rock is a primate specialist who has a relationship with George, and after George gets infected and starts growing and becoming aggressive and stuff, he just wants to help him, and eventually is approached by a former employee from Energyne, whatever, um, about being able to cure him and stuff like that. So eventually, they're all led on this wild goose chase as all three animals converge on the city of Chicago because the higher ups at the labs are sending out a signal to draw them there, and then basically all hell breaks loose, just like the end of one of the Transformers movies. Chicago gets ravaged, and for those of you that aren't familiar with Rampage, it was originally a video game, an arcade game from when I was a kid, and one of my favorites from when I was a kid. I used to love playing that game, and it's very simple. You just take control of these animals and just destroy cities. You beat a level when you destroy a certain percentage of that city. So it's pretty simple and it's a ton of fun. And speaking of that, for any gamers, it's over 10 years old now, but Rampage Total Destruction for the Wii was kind of a reboot of the Rampage game, totally updated, and there's not just the three monsters. There's I'd say there's probably 30 of them in it, give or take. There's octopus. There's all sorts of stuff, and one of the bonuses in the game is that an alternate game mode is they put the original Rampage game on there, so you can play both the original and the update all on one game. So for any of you who weren't familiar with Rampage but think you would like to try it, I got mine at Game Cycle, I think, for cheap. So you can probably find it out there used for super cheap, and it's a fun game, well worth it. And yeah, so I loved Rampage, and despite most people not, and I don't care. So good night, and I will see you sometime in the future.